brings us back is that we have fans in India.
What's cool about India?
Money.
Do you think Bangalore Techies are more depressed?
I think they're equally depressed.
You started at UCLA, then you went to Microsoft, then you suddenly downfall happened and you came to comedy. How did that go?
The downfall was it was a slow downfall.
Hi there, my name is Aaron and I'm an intern at Adobe.
Most people in India, they live lives of pie desperation, you know, like they worked so hard throughout their lives and then they get jobs which pay them like 2 lakhs per annum, 3 lakhs per
It's
annum.
horrible. I mean,
Combined together, like how much do you make in a year?
combined, me? I don't know. I think this year might be like not crazy.
This podcast is really special to me because we have someone from the Tech Crow show. His name is Austin. He was a techie in the US who was working in Microsoft, and now he is doing stand-up comedy and doing events all across countries like India and the US, talking to various people who are working in the tech industry, roasting them, and it's just a completely different kind of a career for most people, and it's unimaginable to fathom these kind of careers exist. And that's what we'll be hearing from Austin himself today. If you're someone in college, if you're someone preparing for competitive exams, or if you're someone who's just getting started out in their new job, this is going to be perfect for you because this is something to completely explore in a different kind of dimension altogether. And I hope you guys like this podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more amazing videos coming up just like this. Today we have a great techie and a great comedian. And we have Austin also with us.
Okay. Very good.
Welcome to the Tech Crow show.
Oh, thanks.
And the interrogation.
Oh no, you can't take our name.
Copyright.
This is not the Tech Crow
This
show.
is not the Tech Crow show. This is the.
What is this show?
This is like the
we get roasted show.
subpar Joe Rogan experience.
The subpar Joe Rogan experience. I don't even
Yes.
know if you could take that name. I feel like that's not allowed. Either.
It's also subpar, so we added that subpar
Okay,
part.
nice.
It's there in the title.
Dude, thanks for having me on the subpar show. I'm super excited.
Yes. So
I'm here as myself, not representing Tech Rose Show, representing
Austin.
myself, Austin.
Yes, Austin.
Yes, as I legally must say.
Austin, thank you so much for coming. And you've been in India for like a week, right? I mean,
Yeah,
almost
about a week, yeah.
Almost a week, right? So you've done roast shows in the US and then you've done roast shows in India as well. So what do you like more? What do you think, what's cool about India? What brings you back to India each time, every year?
Money.
I guess that's what brought us to Bangalore.
Yeah, I mean, what's different, or well, what brings us back is that we have fans in India. So we have a lot of, like, at least for Tech Row Show, half of our audience is from India.
Yeah.
Specifically Bangalore. So we have to, we come here and do shows here.
Nice.
And it's great. There's a lot of similarities and overlap, but it's been a cool experience for me.
Okay. So is there something peculiar that you find about techies in Bangalore, techies in India? I mean, so what's different about them? What's different about
Do you
India?
think Bangalore Techies are more depressed in general?
Are they more depressed?
Yeah.
I think they're equally depressed. I think regardless of where you go in tech, you're going to just be depressed in tech.
Speaking of which, you were also in tech. I mean, you worked at Microsoft, right? I mean, like...
Okay, I will take that question.
Sure.
So Austin, like, you had a wonderful career, right? You started at UCLA, then you went to Microsoft, then you suddenly downfall happened and you came to comedy. How did that go?
The downfall was it was a slow downfall. I've been doing comedy since I was 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, college? Okay.
So I started doing comedy when I was 18 at UCLA.
Okay.
And then, so I started the comedy club there. And yeah, I was doing, actually the first time I ever did stand-up, I was at like a camp when I was 16.
Okay.
And my friends wanted me to go on stage and perform.
Okay.
And I performed in front of 200 people, and I was really nervous, but it went well.
200 people.
Whoa.
Yeah, when I was like 16.
Okay.
And I did like voices and impressions and stuff.
Did it start with Donald Trump? Like, is it like...
The Donald Trump, it started very late. When did we start that? We started it in 2016. I started doing that one. Yeah, I started that. Me and my friend in college, we would like compete over our Trump impressions.
Okay.
So, but at first my impression was way worse. It was more like, "Excuse me, I'm Donald Trump. Excuse me, we're doing very well. I believe we're doing what?" Like that's how it was. But now it's gotten a lot different, a lot better, some might say. A lot of people are saying this, and I love the Indian people. They're very good people.
Yeah.
They have great teepees. That's the wrong kind. He would say something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
He's very
there's this joke.
he's like,
Does China
amazed.
know about this?
Does China know about this? China.
Does China know about the Tech Roast show?
Do they know China? They're copying the Tech Roast show.
I think it's banned there.
Is it?
I don't know. What isn't banned
What
in
is
China?
China? Yeah, it would be banned. I went viral on Chinese social media apps.
Oh.
My Trump did. Someone reposted it. That video. I did one video where after he got shot in the air, where I'm like, "You can take my ears, but you cannot take my liberty." And that got probably like, I think it got like 1 billion views or something crazy. I don't know if it actually did, but it got 35 million on TikTok, and then 30,000 people used the sound.
Okay. Did you like do a tech job? I mean, just after you graduated from college?
Yeah, so I was at UCLA, and then I got a job at Microsoft last minute.
Okay.
Like, a lot of my friends had done internships, and they
yeah.
had jobs lined up early on senior year, but it was my last year of college, and I didn't have a job ready. And I got like really lowball, like horrible offers, and then in April, which is April of 2017, and I was graduating in June. I didn't have a job yet. It's like really not a good situation.
Yeah.
But in February, I had done this interview for Microsoft that I wasn't even planning on doing, and I just did it for practice. It was for a 2018 role, but I was graduating 2017, so I wasn't gonna like wait a year. But I ended up being like one of 2 seniors who interviewed.
Okay.
And the recruiter's like, "Hey, this team like needs seniors, and only 2 people interviewed. Couldn't come." Like, it wasn't even because I was good, it was because there were no other options.
Yeah.
So then they sent me on the on-site, and it was the easiest on-site interview ever. Like, all the other ones were hard. I had interviewed at Facebook and Google.
Okay.
And they were really challenging.
Okay.
Like, really difficult dynamic programming
Graphs
questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this one, they're like, "All right, what is an integer?" And I'm like, "It's a number." That was good.
Tease it off.
Yeah.
Total comp.
And then I did a Trump impression for them, and they thought it was funny. So then they're like, "This guy's good." It was a fluke. But then I went up to Seattle and I worked at Microsoft. So I worked there for 4 years. I lived in Seattle for 1 year. And then I met Jesse and Nikita.
Okay.
Well, I met Jesse first and Lee. And I had been producing shows in Seattle. And then...
This was while you had the job, right?
Yeah, when I was at Microsoft.
Okay.
Oh.
I was producing shows in Seattle at the Comedy Club at Laughs. And then end of August 2018, I made a going away show. I finally convinced. I was reading 4 Hour Work Week. I was trying to go remote.
Okay.
And I convinced my manager slowly to let me go remote. I'd go to the office less and less and less because I had to commute a long distance. And they're like, "Oh, they don't really care." Our team was kind of already remote. So then somehow I got approval to go fully remote, which was awesome.
Okay.
In
Nice.
2018, and then my going away show I did was a roast of the Seattle tech scene.
Okay.
And Jesse helped me with it.
Okay.
And then Jesse and I partnered, and
Okay.
then we started doing a bunch of shows.
Oh, okay. That's like the inception of the Tech Roast show.
And then Jesse added Lee to help produce,
Okay.
and then he was friends with Nikita to
Okay.
help write.
Okay.
And then
Nice.
in 2018, 2019, we were touring the U.S., doing small 100 to 200 people shows.
Okay.
And then actually 50 to 150 maybe. And then in 2020 it was COVID, so we stopped. And then I started doing content on TikTok.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So the COVID year has been like the inception of the content journey for a lot of people, right? So do you think that COVID period was very important for your journey? Like,
Yeah.
for taking that
I
call?
think, so many people started in COVID. It is crazy. I think honestly without COVID, I feel like TikTok wouldn't have necessarily taken off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
the necessary evil to.
It wasn't really taking, like, it was slow. It was like Musical.ly app or something first. But during COVID, everyone had nothing to do, so it was really the perfect timing for their app. And so many creators got their starts. Almost everyone I know started in COVID. Who like is big now.
True.
I think we also started.
We're waiting for the next wave to come up. Next COVID wave.
You guys started during COVID?
Not very actively. I mean,
I did.
He started. I think.
What happened? Didn't work out.
No, it did work out. Like we're not that big yet. Like at around 36,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, you do? You're more than me.
He's got like half a million in Instagram.
But on YouTube I have like 36,000.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Might have increased. Who knows?
Might have, when we like put out our videos out there, so your subscribers will also increase once they see this video.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of my content was, I think, towards students who were studying their college years, and then people who were preparing for competitive exams. And then like I started talking. Then I came to Bangalore, and then I interviewed some founders and stuff coming on their podcast to come on my podcast. So that's been my journey of content.
Nice.
But yours has been way cooler. I mean, you rose.
You have a cool journey.
Yeah. But then, like, when you have a stable job, let's say at Microsoft and stuff, you make like 300K.
I mean, it's, oh my god.
I didn't make
Microsoft.
300K. I made way less.
Okay, like 150K.
200.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Still pretty cool. So how do you like?
Not even a crore.
That's more than a crore actually. Like,
is it? So if you make a crore here, you're like rich.
You're like rich, yeah. Yeah. That's,
because of the purchase parity.
Yeah,
mostly
parity,
because the cost of living is.
Do tech people here want to go to the US? Is that like a dream?
for
Tech meal,
yeah,
man.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, for a lot of people, I think.
A lot of people do this thing, like they get to one of those fangs, then they work, and then they apply for going to US through the company visa.
So, like,
that's more easier.
Is like that the most like coveted path? Pretty much. Like
Trying to
if
go to
you're-
US, yeah, I think so.
So like the people that work at like Microsoft and Amazon and Meta here and then go to US, is everyone like they make
That has been there for a while. I think now
But I
US
think
is a little stricter now. Of this
For getting the
visa.
H1Bs and
because
stuff.
it's harder to get visas.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
correct,
much harder
correct.
to get visas now.
Yeah, they're tightening down immigration.
that's there. But then I feel like there's a lot of startups and entrepreneurship happening in India as well. So people are deciding to stay back because the number of people who used to do masters before used to be a lot higher. But now it has sort of come down as opposed to like 10 years back.
Wait, the number of people that are doing masters was higher?
Yeah, was higher.
Doing it here or the US?
Number of people doing masters in the US was much higher before.
Oh, now they're doing it here.
Yeah, but now people are choosing to like stay back in India, and then like given that there are companies coming up which pay you decently well, so people deciding to stay back and build in India and
Oh,
stuff.
that's probably good for India.
That's good for India.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that in Hyderabad, the expectation is that you just go to the US.
I think that's been like the dream for many people. Like there's this entire competitive exam journey that people go through in India. Like they prepare for like JEE, and then you know what JEE is. Like
Is it to get into like
IIT. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they work hard in IIT, and then like they do a masters. They apply to like good schools in the US. Like CMU, Harvard, and all that. And then they do that, and then they get a job in the US. That's been the path for a lot of years. But then like I think slowly that's changing right now. People are choosing to stay back and build in India.
Well, that's good for India.
Yeah, but again, I was gonna ask you, like, you had a high-paying job, and then you left that, and then you started this Tech Show. But then initially, when you started it, it might not have paid you that well, right? I mean, like.
Yeah,
as
so
much-
Jesse and I started it, and we weren't making any money at all. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the primary thing. So basically, I had a job, and I knew I wanted to quit the day I started.
Isn't that all of us?
It
Yeah.
was so depressing. I went from having all my friends at college to I wasn't even on the main campus in Microsoft.
Okay.
And it was under construction too.
Is that not good?
Just depressing. I don't know.
There's no people around.
No, it's just like the worst buildings and like away from the main campus.
Okay.
And the commute was longer, and they tricked me because they said I got my lease based on one place, and then 2 weeks later they're like, we're moving to this other office. So that actually that helped me with my argument to go remote. So honestly, it was good.
Okay.
But so I when I joined, I remember the first day. I was used to all my friends in college and having a sense of community, and then there are all these like 30-year-old people, and they're like, we're going to go on a walk and pick some berries. And I'm like, this is actually sad. I don't know. And this is what they do every day. They just pick berries. They have their lunch boxes and they talk about work.
Okay.
I'm like, this is really sad. So
that's where you got the inspiration for like the kind of content where Aaron, Douglas, and all.
Oh yeah, all my coworkers.
No, they're really like okay.
They're like that, and then so it was just really depressing. Whenever I would just imagine growing up to be like them, and then that would make me really sad.
Okay.
So that helped me know I needed to leave. And I would just always imagine my manager, and I thought of his life, and I imagined me like him. And I couldn't think of any worse thing in the world.
I hope my manager is not watching this right now. But then, like, I think that's the thing, right? I mean, like,
it was true darkness.
Yeah, I think people in India really relate with that. I mean, like, people.
My manager's pretty cool. You know.
I'm not.
Yeah, you don't even have to work right now. It's like 12 o'clock.
My manager just called me one day and he's just telling me, let's quit the job and just let's start a startup or something.
Whoa.
Your manager says that to you?
Yeah.
Can you even say that on here?
I don't think so. Okay,
Some parts you'll cut it out.
Yeah.
But then the thing is that, like most people in India, they live lives of quiet desperation, like they worked so hard throughout their lives and then they get jobs which pay them like 2 lakhs per annum, 3 lakhs per
It's
annum.
horrible. I mean, I can't relate to that. I think it's like a more difficult situation here. But at least for the US, I mean, it was a high paying job. It's a good job. It's actually a great job. Still at Microsoft that I had. But I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I was in a lucky position. I studied computer science. My friends that didn't study computer science were making half of that.
So it did help you.
Yeah.
Studying computer science, right?
Yeah, studying computer science made sense. That was a good move.
Yeah.
But, so it's still like a great job. Like you can work remote, make a lot of money. It's actually a good huge opportunity. And if you like it, and you can work remote and then make 300, 400, 500K, like in the US, it's crazy. I have friends I met are making 700K.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he's my age. And he worked on the Orion.
Okay.
He's like one of the PMs.
Okay.
Okay.
But dude, they make so much money, it's insane. So if you like that, and you just want to like prioritize having a balanced life and make money and have a family, it's probably the best thing ever. But if you have other passions and you want to sort of structure your day exactly how you want, work on the things that you want to work on that aren't assigned to you by the business saying build this product, and you have passions outside of tech, then it's not really compatible. So for me, despite it being a objectively privileged job, the opportunity cost of not like following my dream to do comedy was too high. Because then I would always be like, oh, well, what if I did that? What if I tried to do comedy and see how it goes? And if I could become like a successful comedian. So that potential regret would make any job unbearably uncomfortable. So that's why I knew I wanted to leave. And then also, yeah, like I said, my managers really depressed me. They like didn't spend time with their kids. They'd be working at 10 p.m. Okay. Their lives just seemed really sad. And then I knew, so then I started coming up with a plan to quit, like how I would like leave tech. So like I said, the 4-hour work week was a big part of that. So I read that and it talked about how you need to figure out what your monthly expenses are and find like a main premise was being able to cover your expenses with other income. So find out how much you need to live and then how can you make that money. Pretty simple. So I started listening to this podcast called Bigger Pockets Podcast, which is this real estate podcast. Okay. Primarily U.S. real estate. And then in 2018, I bought a condo in North Hollywood in LA. Okay. So that way when I moved down, I lived there. It was 3-bedroom. I charged the other 2 roommates rent.
Okay. Rental income basically.
Yeah, rental income. So then I was living for like $500 a month rent, which is like better than Seattle, which I was paying $1,700. Okay. And now I'm paying so much in New York. But anyway, and then so I started doing rental properties. Then me and my dad split an Airbnb during
Okay.
COVID in 2020. We bought a house, and then so I started making money that was offsetting my expenses, and then I started going viral on TikTok, and then I got a few brand deals. I remember it was like 2020.
Okay.
July 2020, I was offered $3,000 for 2 videos, and I'm like, that's crazy. Wow.
Whoa.
How much? $3,000.
Yeah, that's like 2 months of rent. I mean, more than that.
Yeah.
If it's 1,700.
Yeah, so I was like, this is crazy. I can make money from TikTok. And then the
So did you take like a slow transition, or was it like a jump? Like,
well, I waited. I did everything strategically. I picked up rental properties. I waited till my TikTok was doing well, and then
you felt that it was bottlenecking your capability to earn more from the other side, and then you quit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then I made sure to stay long enough to get my full bonus for that year, and then also to get all the stock vest.
Okay.
So then I got my full 4-year stock vest
Okay.
that I was offered from college,
Okay.
and then I got the bonus, and then I quit.
Okay.
And then I timed it well, and then for Tech Roast, we weren't doing shows in 2020 because of COVID until October 2021. But I applied for a government grant
What?
for shuttered.
How are they giving you grants for this? I don't understand. Like, you know, like
So,
those people.
so they're shuttered venues
Okay.
for entertainment.
Okay.
Okay.
So we were like a promoter because we produced shows.
Okay.
So I filled out all the paperwork to
Okay.
show that we would tour and do these shows.
Okay.
And they gave us like $30,000.
Whoa.
So the government just gave us a grant. They're like, here is $30,000. You don't have to pay this back.
That's insane.
It was pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the best opportunity. It's perfect timing. And once we start doing shows again, I'm making content. I'm doing my full-time job. I have to quit. There's no way I wouldn't be able to do it. So
Got it.
I timed it, and then I quit August like 3rd or something, 2021.
Okay. Okay. So, matlab, so you had
Like 3 years ago.
So you had a pretty robust planning on how
strategically
you
you
were
thought
quit.
like, how do I quit? Like saving up money, buying stuff, getting income, make sure your stocks vests, everything was planned. And then like when the time came, you just thought like, you know, let's
Yeah, I'm
go.
like, okay, I'll quit. And then I have runway of my life. Look at yourself as runway.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Inside
gonna
of a
steal
company.
that. I think I'm gonna steal that roadmap.
Yeah, I think that's a roadmap for everybody. Like if someone is stuck in a dead end job, then you need to like go at it in your weekends, like prepare and
You're going to have to put it, there's an upfront cost that you're going to have to put in to working your regular job and then working your part-time, your other job that you want to have. And then you have to build up some sort of income to offset your expenses. So that way when you transition, it's not as painful. And I think people are too like if you read like Blind and stuff, everyone's so like neurotic, and people are conservative like to a point of, I don't know, it's almost, they're like mentally unwell. They're so conservative about leaving. Like, I don't know if you see the Blind post where people are like, I want to quit my job and like do something else. I only make $500K.
yeah, that
And my net worth is only 2.5 million. I don't know if I could do it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You could live for 5 years and make no money. You live for 15 years and make no money. What are you talking about?
yeah.
These are very similar to those Quora questions
Yeah.
where people say that I have 90 LPA job in Bangalore. Is that
know.
that even enough for me?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the reality is, you have, people are so worried that they I don't know, they have this irrational fear that if they like quit their job, they'll never be able to go back. But I feel like that's not true. You could find a company that'll take you. And I'm trying to think. It seems like people are just so overly cautious about how much money they need to have. Because if you do the math, if you're in the US and say you have, I don't know what the India numbers are, but if you're in the US and you have like a few $100,000 or even like $100,000 or $200,000, that's still like a few years where you can live without making any money, even if you don't have any like income offsetting your expenses. If your expenses are $5,000 a month and then you have $100K, that's like 20 months, right?
True.
So you could live for a year and a half.
True.
And if in a year and a half you can't make any money, you're dumb. Like, make money, what? A year and a half to focus on something. Why can't you make money? But maybe you have a startup where it's like more complicated or something. But if you're pursuing a startup, you can actually get funding.
True.
So you don't even have to use your money. And then if you offset your... And then say, okay, so there's an example where you have $100,000 and you've spent $5,000 a month and you have no income offsetting your expenses. Then you have 20 months.
Yeah.
Now imagine if somehow you have $3,000 income offsetting your expenses. Now you're only losing $2,000 a month. So that gives you $2,000 a month. You have $100,000. You now have 50 months. Is that right?
Something along those lines, yeah.
So that's like, now you have 4 years.
Yeah. 4 years is
What
enough.
is a very long time?
Yeah.
That's a long time to make money.
Correct.
So if you just offset your income by like, offset your expenses by a certain amount, you're decreasing your bleed
Burn
out.
rate,
You're
yeah.
like, how much, your burn rate. And then you're extending your timeline. And you have to just make money in that time period. You have to project, can I increase my income per month by $2,000 by more than $2,000 in 4 years? And if you can't, then I don't know, then maybe you shouldn't do that. Then you learn, okay, then I'll just be a tech person. This, like, trying to figure out how to make money is maybe not for you. Truly, if you can't. In 4 years, you have 4 years to figure it out. I don't know.
Makes sense.
But this passion for comedy came very early on to you, right? So a lot of people might not be in that position that they have, explored a lot while
Being in college.
So that thing has been gradually built up, right?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to know what I wanted to do. I think a lot of people are in that unfortunate situation where they know they don't want to do tech, but they also don't know what they're passionate about. And I can't really speak to that because I haven't had that experience. But it sounds like a difficult situation. Because they're like, I want to do something, but I'm not fulfilled doing this. In that case, I would probably recommend like just keep your tech job and explore different things instead of focusing on like quitting and making money in those things. Just while you have a comfortable, cushy life, explore a bunch of stuff and then see what you do want to do. And then you can, once you kind of know what you want to do, you can start making moves in that direction.
True. So like, I think, were you like funny early on in life? I mean, like starting from school and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get bullied a lot in school?
Yeah.
It's always a bully.
Yeah. I was like a little fat child who breathed out of my mouth a lot.
Oh.
Okay.
I just be like, oh. Yeah, I was so weird. My childhood trauma has led to a career.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, a lot of successful people, they've had like a traumatic childhood sort of.
Yeah. But yeah, even like entrepreneurs that are like more strictly business entrepreneurs or startup founders, they're so fucked up that because they feel like they need to prove people wrong because they have something wrong with like their ego
Childhood.
and their like self-esteem that they need to like prove someone wrong. Like a lot of people have that motivation, I feel like.
But, I mean, comedy is very competitive, right? So how do you think that the tech angle that you brought to the table, that has been one of the key reasons for you to be that successful?
I think me doing Tech Roadshow has been a huge part of it. And it's like simultaneously I was doing like all my impressions on like TikTok and Instagram and then doing the Tech Roadshow content. So I think both together.
So you just like combined.
Yeah, it is weird. Like if I do a solo show, it's like people that like my Trump impressions and then Indian tech people. It's like really like a strange combo. People think it's impressive because they've never done it. But I think if you do it, it's not that hard. But you have to be funny. Yeah, I guess that part might be hard.
Correct. So I mean, when you were at Microsoft, I mean, you made like close to 200K a year-ish.
Yeah, something like that.
And then like in Tech Roadshow, like how is it going financially for you? Like, are you?
Financially, I think we pay ourselves about that, close to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like per person, or is it like
Per person.
Okay.
For the owners, yeah, something like that. I don't know exactly. But then and then I also make money from my own comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do stand up and I do TikTok and I do brand deals and stuff.
So like combined together, like how much do you make in a year?
Combined, me? I don't know. I think this year might be like 300K or something. Not crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
Free. I mean, like from a...
Yeah, no, it's good. It came a long way.
I mean, you're getting paid to do what you love, so it doesn't feel like work, right?
Exactly. So it's even better.
Yeah.
I'd rather make, 300K here than at Meta or something.
Yeah.
And like having a manager who tells me what to do. Because I can just like do what I want.
You can make Zuck impressions, like
I can make fun of, I can pretend I work at Meta and then make fun of Zuckerberg instead. Yeah.
Can you like do a Zuckerberg impression for us?
Oh, so good to see you. Put her there. So nice to see you both. I love surfing. And meat. Meat is really cool.
Okay, so what do you think of the AI advancements at Meta? Like, what you guys have been?
Oh, the AI advancements at Meta are top notch. Nobody is even coming close. I've made love to an AI. Have you?
Not really. Like, AI is not that attractive to us or me.
Oh, odd.
Oh, dude.
Community guidelines violation. That's
Yeah, that's Zuck. I mean,
Can I ask one question to Zuck?
Sure.
Zuck, I just got,
Listening.
kicked off from Meta. I didn't get a severance.
You're welcome. There's more where that came from. Leave.
oh my god. Zuckerberg. Interesting.
Oh my god.
Be like one last question.
Yeah, of course.
What is the future of Tech Show? Like, where do you are taking this in terms of scale and everything?
In my opinion, I think we're gonna just keep scaling the show. We're gonna go to new markets. We're gonna go expand our tour in the U.S. We're gonna keep coming to India. We're gonna go to Europe, and YouTube is a big push that we're doing right now. So we're gonna have a way bigger YouTube presence.
Okay.
And we're gonna do more studio content.
Okay.
And we might. There's talks about starting new conceptual shows.
Okay.
Like live shows under the Socially Inept company, but we're not. That's just like in talks. We don't really know for sure. Footage from our last India tour 9 days ago, and it had 150,000 views already. So I think there's demand. And Tech Roadshow has our comedy special up. That's almost at 100,000 views.
Oh.
It's a full length show. Yeah, watch that.
Yeah,
We will do
Watch that,
yeah,
everyone.
everybody.
Full length Tech Roadshow for Silicon Valley, full special on YouTube. Watch that.
Will do.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Austin. It was so much fun talking to you. I think you're an inspiration for a lot of people. Who
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
I hope you had fun talking to us. And
Yeah, this was fun.
This was like the